just sugar cookies.
There's
And
sugar cookies and those molasses cookies. There's ice cream bars.
did you try a molasses cookie?
I don't like 'em.
Did you ever try it?
Don't let him have them. We love them.
Oh,
So Isaac just walked through. You hear this? We're celebrating Christmas here at the Red household. There's a close up on the Christmas tree. We celebrated yesterday as a family, sitting by the fire right here. And this is Andrew Rudd recording. Well, that actually helped a lot. That blue light on your face was not
good.
nice. There's Isaac.
Didn't find any? You don't like Almond Joy.
Oh, there are those other kind of cookies too that have the chocolate chips in them and coconut and nuts.
Oh yeah, you love those.
Don't throw it out, Isaac.
Those
Just
are
take a
prepared,
piece
so
off.
Let it thaw. Really.
Take a piece off and see if you like it. Because your Uncle Andy will eat the rest.
I can't eat the rest. I can only have like 2 a day, and I have 3 today.
You like them? You said you didn't like them.
There's something else.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so this is Andrew Rudd recording oral history for Gloria Jean Lampiris Rudd. We already did part 1 of the decade of her 30s, and now this is part 2. So when we left off, you had just had a baby girl for the first time after having 3 baby boys, and I guess we left you in Cabell County Hospital in Huntington, West Virginia. So we're gonna take a journey from 1981 to 1986 now to finish the decade of the 30s.
Yeah. Okay, you ready?
Mhm.
This has to be really quick because
Yeah.
I've overplayed the limit already. So we came home with this baby, and the boys all loved her. They treated her like a princess. We had a big pink room, which Angela doesn't really like pink. But I didn't know that then. She didn't show her opinion that much. We just thought we haven't had any pink around here for a long time. And then this church had a pastor for 45 years, and my husband came right after him. So they didn't have any little baby children of the pastor. And this church was probably about 500. It grew to about maybe 1,400 in the 3 years that we were there. So it was a growing place, but they loved Angela. Oh, she's such a baby doll. We just love her. And that would be I got to the point I said, please don't tell her she's so pretty. Just tell her she's kind or something, that has substance to it. But they gave her a shower, and that closet, I have never seen so much pink fluff in my life. I said she would appreciate these clothes when she's about 14, when she really wanted to get some beautiful clothes. But they were beautiful. They were so kind, so nice. And when Angela was about 6 months old, Andy, our oldest son, turned 12 years old, and we decided to rent a roller rink and have his 12-year-old birthday. And in the last round, I love to roller skate. I roller skated as a child all the time in Chicago. And I said, I was holding Bill's hand most of the time, just for fun. I said, I want to go around this one my own self. It was the last time we were going to be there. And just shortly after that, I went down, and I went down very hard. And I thought I dislocated my hip. Now, mind you, I have a 6-month-old baby that I'm nursing. And we got to the hospital, and I kept saying, oh, if they'll just throw this thing right back in place. And then the doctor came out, and I'm sorry, Mrs. Rudd, but you've broken your hip. And so I was in the hospital for 10 days, not nursing the baby, but I wasn't ready to stop nursing her, and I thought she was too young to stop. So kept pumping all that time, which I thought was impossible, but it worked out. And just throw the milk away because I was taking some kind of blood heparin by intravenous. That's why I couldn't leave the hospital for 10 days. So my husband had 4 children at home. And we were 6 months at this new church. And I had said when we left Perry, I will never in my life get close to people in a church again, Lord. I'll be nice to them, but I'm not getting close to them because this is too hard to leave them. So I'd said that, and I was nice to the people in Huntington. If I could, get out of going to church, well, I would think somebody's sick or something. So I was not going to get involved with them. And then I broke my hip. And then these dear, dear people who didn't know what else to do for me kept bringing in meals and more meals. They were so, so kind. And I would send my oldest Andy, I'd say, quick, take this meal to the bedroom because somebody's coming with another meal right now. It was just crazy. We had people living with us for 3 months. I was in a wheelchair with a baby. And if you've ever tried to drive a wheelchair and put a baby in one hand and turn with the other, well, you just go around in circles, especially if you're on a shag rug, which I was. And it was a double house, what do you call it? A split level house. So you came in the door, you had to go up or you had to go down. Well, the laundry was down, so the kids or Bill would do the laundry, bring it up to me to fold. And I was sitting there watching all this. I had a baby, and how you take care of a baby. My sister came, people from Perry came, my in-laws came, and they were exhausted by the time they finished with those 4 kids. So that was quite a trial. I mean, God knew I needed to shape up a bit, and so I wasn't quite as opinionated about what I was going to do and what I wasn't going to do. I kind of let it go to, okay, God, I'll shape up a bit. And then so it was a great place. The people were very kind and very sweet. There were some pretty severe problems in this Christian school they had, mostly with the people that were running it. They were extremely legalistic. And it was damaging my children more than I ever realized. If I had known what it was doing to my youngest son, I would have, and my oldest son, the middle son, he did great. He had the nicest teachers. And of course, Angela wasn't even in school then. So after 3 years, with great grief, we left that place and came to Muskegon, Michigan. And now we had a house there that we had bought at 16% interest. So we lost $15,000 on that house. But on the other hand, the people of the church, not the church in direct, it was the people, got together and bought us a beautiful car. It was $15,000. Now that's 40 years ago. And it was beautiful. And we called that car Moses because he took us out of Egypt. That's what we thought. Even though we loved the people dearly, the situation was untenable for my husband. He could not keep up doing what he was doing. And the church, the church grieved terribly. And we came here to Muskegon, Michigan, where we have lived for the last 38 years of our life, more than any other place we've ever lived. We lived in a beautiful parsonage at first because we had a house back in Perry that we hadn't sold. We had a house in West Virginia that we had not sold. And we were so happy that they had a parsonage here for us to live in. And we lived there for 5 years. And that time we did sell both of those houses. We got payment in very strange ways. Like for a house in Perry, they ended up giving us, and I think these were renters. These weren't actually the people. We had rented it to a couple people and they didn't keep up their rent. They gave us an RV with three-wheelers or four-wheelers. I don't know what they were. And then they gave us a satellite dish, which we took home on to Muskegon on the top of our car. If you've ever driven with one of those on the top of your car, you kind of feel like you lift up every once in a while. I don't think we were, but it felt like that. And then we sold them here to try to get some cash out of the deal. But God took care of us all that time. That was amazing to be paying 2 mortgages and living, in a house here. So after 5 years, it was a beautiful house, but it was really right in the city, and I felt very claustrophobic. And we moved here to a house that had a swimming pool, and that's the reason we bought this house. And at that point, our son Andy.
I was in college. I was a junior in college when you bought this house.
Okay, so I'm going past my time limit.
Right.
It was 88, 89 that we bought the house, I think, 88 or 89. And I'll just end right there because we moved here in 84. And it went well for a while. It was a very traumatic place for my oldest son to go to school, which I regret incredibly. But I'm sure that God taught him some horrible things. But by the end of the school, he was doing much better. And I wish we could have changed that, but we couldn't. There's all kinds of things like that in life, aren't there? And I was going to say something about that. The move? No, what was the last thing I said?
The pool.
The pool, yes, the house. Okay, I'm just going to tell you this, that we did move in here. Andy brought home 15 friends from college, like 2 days after we moved in here. The people who lived in the house smoked like bandits, I think. And so the house smelled of smoke, which I'm pretty allergic to. So I was ripping wallpaper down, scrubbing. And our little apartment out there was really just a garage with a commode and a sink in it. And anyway, we'll end right there.
Okay.
Yeah.